Hey everybody, Mike Garrett here, and I want to take the time to work with you in order to dig into your business and bring to the surface any issues that you may not know are there. Now, I'm sure you probably know, there are a lot of systems out there that you can utilize in order to do an analysis like this. They go by a lot of different acronized names, the most popular one being the SWOT analysis. And this one's really popular because it focuses on your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so this diagram is really helpful to see how that really works. And then there's another one that's starting to take the market by storm, and it's called SOAR. And it stands for strengths, opportunities, aspirations, and results. And so it kind of leaves out the weaknesses and threats, the harmful part of this, in lieu of trying to reach forward and trying to get you to reach towards your goals. Now, these are generally performed in a top-down analysis. And so that's one of the weaknesses that I think that these really have, is this top-down approach. And the reason that I think that that's a weakness is because I think that as business owners and managers, we're blinded by our own faults, right? So we don't want to look at them. And so we're not going to mention them. We're not going to see them. We're not going to go after them because who wants to look at their own weaknesses, right? And who really can see their own weaknesses anyway? It's very much like the interview question, what is your greatest weakness? And if you think that you've ever had an employee answer that realistically, then I want to meet that employee, because they never give us their true answer for fear that they won't be offered the job, right? So it works two ways. One, if you do see it, there's this fear that you don't want to let it go or bring it to the surface. And the other thing is that you don't even want to look at it, and so you're blinded to it. But I have a different plan to help you out here. The first part of my plan is that we need to get information from multiple sources. So we need to get information from our employees, and we need to get information from our customers, and we need to get information from the management team. Internally, this information needs to be confidential. And what I mean by confidential is that we want to gather the information for the growth of the business and to work our goals. And there's many different ways to do this. Whether it be voluntary or mandatory, you can create a survey based on the SWOT analysis. So the one way to do this is with a survey, and whether it's physical or digital, I prefer digital because we live in a digital world today. And so I think there's a lot of ways to do this that will allow you to get the information that you're looking for. Another way that you can do it is to do like a half-day retreat. So that can get pretty expensive, and it can also be extremely worth it. You can really get some great information out of a half-day retreat. The key is to have it facilitated, and no owners allowed for the best results. And the reason for that is people are more open when they don't think that the boss is watching. And if you have it facilitated, then the professional that's doing that will work with you beforehand and really dig out the information that we're trying to get to. And another way to do it is to hire a consultant. And this is probably not as expensive as you think it is, because a lot of business owners think that consultants are just really pricey. And the reality is that you get great information for that price. Okay, now I know that you want to save time and money, so I want to give you something to help you get this process started. So from your customers, you want information regarding your product and why they chose you. So you want it about your service, about the food and the drink, about price expectations, about why they came to you rather than your competitors. That's the information that you need out of your customers that really has to do with what you have and how you present it. From your employees, you want to know things about the culture, the training, the benefits, what they like the most, what they would like to change, things like what they wish was available in the business, and any people who make their jobs difficult. And so you don't want them to attack other people, but you want to get, if there's one person that everyone who works with them has an issue with the way that they do their job or the way that they don't do their job, then that's an issue that will need to be addressed. And so we want to bring that to the surface. Now, from your managers, we want this top-down approach, right? So we want to know what's not getting done, problems with orders or employees or vendors, problems with fluctuations in the numbers, whether it's sales, customers, price per customer, cost of goods, these kinds of things, these big top-down things. Now, on these top-down, you should still ask yourself and any partners that you're in business with and upper management the SWOT analysis type questions. And so I want to get into that a little bit because I think we can deal with surveys and customers and employees a little bit easier than we can when it comes to these SWOT analysis. But we can use some of these SWOT analysis for those employees and customer questions as well. So let's dig into this a little bit. So when we talk about SWOT, we've got the strengths. So questions like, what are your greatest strengths? How do you outperform your competition? Why do customers choose you over your competitions? And who in the business really makes things happen, really makes things shine? Do you get a lot of praise about one specific employee? So that's the things that we're kind of looking for. And then we move on to the weaknesses, right? The weaknesses are, what areas do we struggle, and why do customers choose our competitors, right? What is it that we're not doing quite correctly? What resources are holding us back? And is there anything about our physical environment that could cause somebody to not use us or not come here? These are the kinds of things that we're looking for when we're looking at weaknesses. And so then we move on to opportunities. Opportunities, remember, are kind of an outward appearance. So is the economy looking up? What trends are out there currently that we could take advantage of, whether they're in the marketing side of things or in the service side of things? Things today are changing at an extremely rapid pace, and as I'm sure you're all aware of. And so another question to look at is, are our vendors changing or expanding, and how can we take advantage of that? Then we start looking at our threats. And if we remember, threats are also an outside issue that we've got to try to deal with. So we look at, if the economy is started downward or in a crash, will the economy impact our customers? And how is that going to impact us? Is the market out there changing? Are they building condos? Are they building more commercial businesses around us? Is competition moving in? What's going on out there? And then also, we've got to look at the laws, the policies, these things that are going on around us that are going to affect us. And we've got to stay on top of those things. There are plenty more questions and tons of websites out there that can help you to draw up more questions like these. What I want to encourage you to do is to take action and to do an analysis like this on your business, because any unaddressed shortcomings will continue to hurt your business, and anything that you're not looking at, it could be a shortcoming. You also won't be taking advantage of any undiscovered strengths or opportunities that are right under your nose or or right outside your doors that you're not looking at and that you don't see. So you could be leaving profit on the table, and working with businesses, I've worked with some that have left just a ton of profit on their table that they didn't even know was there until after they did a analysis like this on their business. And the real key here is that you could transition from a business manager to a business owner. And that could be just right around the corner. Like it really could be that after one of these analysis, you figure out just a few things that you've got to do, and you could take weeks of your time out of your business and have your business still running and growing the way that you want it to. The reality is that every business has weaknesses and strengths. And to not make an effort to find them and limit the weaknesses and leverage the strengths is only a way to ensure that your business stays where it is and that you don't grow and that you're always kind of chained to this business. So we want to make an effort to find these things and bring them to the surface. The idea is not to limit all weaknesses, but rather to find out which ones are limiting the business's growth, and then create a system that turns those weaknesses into strengths. The more streamlined your business becomes, the more time and money you will ultimately have. And if there's anything that we can do to help you in analysis like this, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're trying to give you as much value as we can. And so take this stuff and run with it. Check out our other videos on our site. And if you've got any questions, please leave us a message on our website or on Facebook, and we'll get right back to you. Thanks.